Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the books I read in September and October, along with picking our November TBR from our trusted TBR jar. So I was a little bit skeptical about posting this video and sitting down and filming due to recent events this week, but I am using YouTube and books as a form of escape due to unfortunate news. But I wanted to continue to also post and create content to kind of be that same getaway place for others as I'm using other booktubers and books for myself. So I am here, I am a safe space, and I am ready to create more content and hopefully help you escape reality for a little bit. So yeah, let's get into the books that I read in September and October. So I have been in a reading slump since September. I have only read 4 books within 2 months, but hopefully November is the month that I get out of my reading slump. But let me talk about the 2 books I read in September. They were both Emily Henry. I did a reread of Beach Read, and then I read A Funny Story. I'm gonna talk about Beach Read first. This is my favorite Emily Henry book of all time. If you have not read this book, I'm literally begging you. This book is phenomenal. Gus and January are I love them, especially Gus. He's ultimate book boyfriend. The things that he says to January are top notch. And one thing that I love about this book is we get that beautiful quote of, "When I watch you sleep, I feel overwhelmed you exist." And if anyone has ever been in love before, you have felt this feeling. And it's when I read that again, I was just like, they're so right. I feel so overwhelmed that this person is next to me and I love them so much. She just has one-liners that are so remarkable. I annotated this book this time around. I didn't do any little tabbing, but I did highlight and write in the margins. I love this book. If you haven't read it, it's emotional. It's just so, I don't have any words because I love it so much. And if you haven't read it, please read it. The next book I read was Funny Story by Emily Henry. This book was a 4-star for me. I read this in a reading vlog, kind of predicting my 5-star reads. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and go watch it. But this book took me a minute to get into. I didn't connect to Daphne or Miles in the first 30% of the book, but as it went along, I started to kind of connect to them more. And this, I feel kind of goes straight into a rom-com aspect, and then at the end of the book, you get that more depth, that rawness that Emily Henry writes into her books. And I found that I did connect to Miles and Daphne in different ways on that more emotional level, and I felt very seen. And when you have an emotion or you're going through things and you can't put it into words, Emily Henry puts it into words. And that's how I felt at the end of the book, reading both Miles and Daphne's perspectives on relationships and growing up. And I also loved, I loved the side characters in this book. I ate them up. So this book is really good. Not my favorite Emily Henry, but it is still a fun and very good read. In October, I also read 2 books. The first one is What You Gonna Do by Avery Flynn. This book was perfect for the October season. It's super witchy and it's cute, but it's also so cringy. Don't read this book if you are one of those people that hates anything that makes you outwardly go, because that's this book. Because I found myself doing that all the time, but I'm one of those people that loves a seasonal read. I love Halloween. So I was like, you know what? I'm not that bothered by it, but I know there's a lot of people out there that would be bothered by that. I gave this a 3-star. It's good for the season, but it's definitely not the best kind of witchy themed book that I've ever read. The next book that I read, I loved this book. I gave it a 4-star. It was so cute, and it was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I think this book was just so cute, and I really want to read the other ones. There's 2 more books, and I can't wait to pick them up because it gives you that whole Rory, Lorelai, Gilmore Girls feel. It's atmospheric. It's a fun, lighthearted story. There's a little bit of a mystery to it, but it's just small town romance. He's grumpy. I ate this book up. It kind of saved me a little bit from a reading slump, like still in one, but that's due to other factors. But this book was so good. I highly recommend it if you want like something short and sweet and seasonal and just like puts you in that fall like happy mood. This one is so good. Okay, let's talk about what I'm gonna read for November. First off, I am trying to finish Kingdom of Ash. I'm about 45% through this book. I started in September, but then I stopped to read like seasonal reads. So this is my very first book that I'm adding to my TBR. As far as other books, I'm going to try to do 5 books because that's usually what I do when I'm not in a slump. So we're gonna pick 4 more from our Taylor Swift TBR jar, and the prompts that I have in here are prompts that my friend wrote. If you didn't see, like, when was that? March, April, May? Where has the time gone? One of those months my friend came to visit and she wrote all of these prompts and put them in the jar. So we are still going to be using her prompts for this video. I have the books in front of me, I have the books behind me, and I actually have this new shelf. If you haven't watched any of my videos, this pink shelf, there's books that I haven't read on that as well. So I may be picking from those depending on the prompt. So I'm gonna shake this up. Okay, I'm going to pick one. Let's see. Book talk made me get. Here's our prompt. So you know I'm not lying. If my camera wants to zoom. There we go. Book talk made me get. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I have here. What do I have? Okay, I could read that. I'm looking at Butcher and Blackbird right now because I tried to read that last month, but I didn't get around to it. What do I have on this shelf? The Nightingale. I've been seeing that everywhere. I really want to read it. Ice Planet Barbarians. Caitlin, I'm looking at you. My best friend wants me to read that so bad. Once Upon a Broken Heart, Addicted to You. Okay, these are good picks. What do I have over here? Daisy, I kind of want to read Daisy Hates. I think I'm gonna grab Daisy Hates. First book I'm putting on my TBR is Book Talk Made Me Get is Daisy Hates. I read Magnolia Parks a few months ago. And honestly, I'm so intrigued to read this one because I feel like a lot of people like this book better than Magnolia Parks, and I'm intrigued to see where this world kind of goes. So first book, or I should say second book because I want to read Kingdom of Ash, that's going on the TBR, is Daisy Hates. So this is our third. All right, what's this? Self-help book. She's so real for this prompt, but like, I don't want to do it right now. This is my video. I make the rules. I'm gonna do another one. Okay. Hearts on the cover. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. No hearts on Nothing Like the Movies. What is this one? The Heart Principle. Okay. There's no hearts on this. I'm really kind of disappointed. Let's see. Hearts on the cover. I'm trying so hard to find them. Okay, this has one heart. It's called This Lullaby by Sarah Dessen. Does anyone remember growing up and Sarah Dessen was like all the rage? I bought this at a book fair and like a resale place, and I was like, I'm getting this because I want to kind of relive that part of my childhood. This has one. I feel like it counts. There's so many that I feel like should have hearts on the cover, but they don't. What about Addicted to You? Does this count? It has one heart. I mean, she said plural, but I'm not seeing like Once Upon a Broken Heart. Like, I'm just seeing one heart. So Plot Twist has one. This has multiple hearts actually. This one actually fits the prompt, but again, it's my video. I'm gonna make the rules. I'm gonna go with one of these books right here. I have Plot Twist by Bethany Turner. I have Once Upon a Broken Heart, Addicted to You, and This Lullaby. I kind of want to put Once Upon a Broken Heart on there. I'm very intrigued about this fantasy series, and when I'm done with Kingdom of Ash, I feel like I'm gonna have that itch to read a fantasy series, so I am going to add this to the TBR. Okay, let's do our next one. Let's see. Love in the title. Now this one I can get behind because I have a lot of love in the title. My camera's about to die, so let me Let me change the battery real quick. Last prompt that we get before my camera died was love in the title. So let's see what I have. I have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Is that the only one I have with love in the title? Oh my gosh, I think that's the only one I have on my TBR with love in the title. That's totally the only one. I thought I had more. I thought I had more that had love in the title. So our next book is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, and we are gonna pick our final prompt. We're gonna give it a really good shake. Okay, last one. Book with the 3-word title. Now this one is gonna be good because I feel like I have so many. Nothing Like the Movies, The Dead Romantics, Butchered Blackbird, Forget Me Not, The Last Magician, Secret History, Addicted to You, The Wishing Game. The Wishing Game might be a contender. Ice Planet Barbarians, Caitlin. You know what? I kind of want to do a reread. I should be reading my physical TBR, but is anyone gonna come for me if I do a reread? Because I really do want to reread Better Than the Movies before I read Nothing Like the Movies. So that's the book I'm picking. Wait, I totally lied. I can't pick this book. It has 4. It has 4. I thought it had 3. Okay, so after some pondering, I decided to go with The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. This book is a book that I've been seeing kind of all over BookTube lately, and I'm very curious about it, and I know it's kind of a more cozy book, so I am very interested in reading it. So I'm adding this to our TBR. Here is our TBR for the month. We started off with Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. We have to finish this bad boy. I am super sad to finish it, but I am ready to see how this ends, even though I know I'm gonna cry. Next up, we got Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. Again, so intrigued to see what happens in the next book, because I was just like, this is kind of a wild little friend group, and I'm intrigued to see what everyone says about Daisy Hates. After that, we have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I know I'm gonna have that fantasy itch after I finish Kingdom of Ash, so this is a series that I've been wanting to start for quite a long time. Then we have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This book has had a lot of mixed reviews online, and I'm very curious to see what I think about this one, since she is also like one of my favorite authors. And the last book on our November TBR is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. I've seen this book a lot on YouTube, and I'm ready to kind of get like a cozy little book, something that I'm not used to reading, but I'm very intrigued by. So yes, those are all our books on our November TBR, and I can't wait to get to them. If you have any video suggestions for how I can include these in some upcoming videos, please let me know. But I will see you all in my next video.